Good morning, and welcome to the virtual public hearing of the Commission on Judicial Appointments. And while we wish this hearing could be in person for all the benefits that an in-person event has, but we also hopefully recognize the silver lining that many people can observe. And I know you're at the fourth DCA, so I'm excited that you are a hybrid of in-person and also remote. Let me say, as Chief Justice of California, I serve as chair of the Commission on Judicial Appointments, and our members are the Attorney General Abonta and Presiding Justice Manuel A. Ramirez. I also want to thank Jorge Navarrete, Clerk Executive of the California Supreme Court, as well as the Judicial Council of California, Michael Durr and Joe Miller, for all the support that makes this possible today. Also, Amoy Kim serves as secretary to. This hearing is to consider Governor Gavin Newsom's appointment of Judge Maurice Sanchez to the Office of Associate Justice, Court of Appeal, 4th Appellate District, Division 3. We are in receipt of a letter from Governor Newsom appointing Judge Sanchez to fill a vacancy created by the retirement of Justice Raymond J. Icola. State Constitution specifies that an appointment by the governor to the Court of Appeal is effective when confirmed by the Commission on Judicial Appointments. We received correspondence pertaining to this appointment, and we made these letters available to the press and to the public a few days ago. Pursuant to a request by Governor Newsom, the State Bar's Commission on Judicial Nominees Evaluation, or JENI, J-N-E, has undertaken an evaluation of the qualifications of Judge Sanchez. Ms. Stella Guy, chair of the JENI Commission, is with us virtually today. Thank you, Ms. Guy. Publicly announced the results of that evaluation, and she will do so formally later in the proceedings. Judge Sanchez has asked that the following persons testify on his behalf. I will list all of you now, but invite you separately to the virtual podium for your remarks. First is Lisa M. Gibson, partner at Nelson, Mullins, Riley, and Scarborough. Second, the Honorable Julie A. Palafox, supervising judge, Family Law Panel, Superior Court of California, County of Orange. And 3, the Honorable Kathleen E. O'Leary, presiding justice, Court of Appeal, 4th Appellate District, Division 3. Ms. Gibson, we invite you to the virtual podium.
Thank you, Chief Justice. It's my honor to testify in support of Judge Maurice Sanchez's nomination to serve as an Associate Justice of the 4th District Court of Appeal, Division 3. I have known Mo for over 30 years. I can say that knowing Judge Sanchez has changed my life in many ways, but we're not here for that. During that time, Judge Sanchez has first been a colleague, then my counselor, next my mentor, and more recently an esteemed member of the bench, but he's always been my friend. That's not uncommon for Mo, which most people know him as, because he has been friends with people going back to high school and to college. In private practice, though, he was able to engage in a passion of his, motor vehicles. Most of us have had to buy a car, but the practice of motor vehicle franchise law is relatively unknown, except for those of us that are part of this highly regulated and multifaceted area of the law. It can involve antitrust, trademark, commercial, statutory, constitutional, administrative questions of law in any given situation, involving on how to advise and defend a motor vehicle manufacturer on the sale, repair, and distribution of motor vehicles to its dealer network. Mo was involved in drafting and implementing 6 standard dealer agreements for motor vehicle manufacturers. This would include manufacturers such as Honda, Mazda, McLaren, Kawasaki, Indian, Motorcycle, and Sany Equipment. He's also been involved and was involved in instituting policies and procedures for a multitude of other motor vehicle manufacturers. On the litigation side, he primarily handled litigation with dealers with subjects involving dealer termination, establishment, consumer warranty fraud, poor customer practices, as well as vehicle allocation disputes, trademark infringement, price discrimination, incentive fraud, and unauthorized ownership transfers on behalf of the motor vehicle companies. In the area of transfers, actually Mo and the motor vehicle franchise law area will be forever marked by Judge Sanchez's accomplishments, one of which was to define the law in the area which was in flux for a very long time, for many years. The jurisdiction of the California New Motor Vehicle Board over private litigation was for years in flux in terms of how it handled transfers. But Judge Sanchez's case, Mazda Motor of America, Inc. versus California New Motor Vehicle Board, stands for the proposition that the jurisdiction of the board is specific and limited by statute and does not extend to matters beyond the stated authorization. For many years, this issue caused confusion and consternation between the litigants in an area which was devoted much to his practice. Upon his leaving private practice, the board presented Mo with a resolution thanking him for his efforts on behalf of the motor vehicle industry. So there was no hard feelings about his case after all. And I think they were actually very grateful for the ability to have that clarified. Socrates aptly described the essential qualities of a good judge. It's to bear courteously, to hear courteously, to answer wisely, to consider soberly, and to decide impartially. Mo has all these qualities, but if I can be so bold as to add one more thing to Socrates, I would have to say that a good judge has to respect and love the law in order to know the importance of how to communicate it and clarify the law, not to create chaos in its wake. When Mo and I were working on a case together, I used to joke with him that he was the best 6-year associate I ever knew. This was when Mo was a full equity partner and I was an of counsel. And that's why I made this joke, because we would draft pleadings together, despite Mo being in a much more elevated position. And when I would put my draft together, I would hand it over to Mo, and he'd always say, "I'll just tweak it." And he tweaked it. But those tweaks were what provided, in my mind, the most cohesive communication of the issues, the facts, and the law. We didn't always succeed, but we always communicated and supported our case clearly and strongly for our clients. To speak frankly, when Mo ascended to the bench, I was a little concerned because I thought he'd be a little isolated because of Mo's desire and passion for working as a team. But in this instance, I believe, especially for the Court of Appeal, this is an advantage because Mo is going to have to know when to find consensus and when he has to deviate. But finding consensus and collaborating and building a consensus with others is something that Mo is very good at. This doesn't mean that you don't know when Mo's opinion differs from yours. Even Mo's former opposing counsel will tell you he was an honorable adversary, but you always knew where he stood. Moreover, working as a team member, coach, and leader are where he excelled. I'm so happy that you are considering his nomination in the Court of Appeal because Mo will be able to apply the incredible talent he has for seeking and building this consensus where it is appropriate and where to differ as necessary. I therefore ask you to confirm his nomination, and I will answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gibson. I think Socrates would appreciate your addition to his quote. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Justice.
Next, we invite the Honorable Julie A. Palafox, Supervising Judge, to the virtual panel. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chief Justice, Mr. Attorney General, Mr. Presiding Justice. Thank you for giving me a few moments to speak today on behalf of Judge Sanchez on his confirmation to the California Court of Appeal for the 4th Appellate District, Division 3 in Santa Ana. By way of background, my relationship, like Ms. Gibson's relationship with Judge Sanchez, is long, varied, personal, and professional. We met almost 30 years ago when our youngest children started kindergarten together, and I see that that child is sitting next to his mom in the courtroom in Santa Ana today. Over the years, I've grown close to Mo, his high school sweetheart and wife of 41 years, Terry, and their 3 children. But I will admit my favorite family member is not Judge Sanchez, but actually Terry's soon-to-be 99-year-old mother. I also look forward to meeting Judge Sanchez's first grandchild, a baby girl who I understand is a week overdue, but has been ordered to stay exactly where she is, at least until the end of this confirmation hearing. Clearly, Judge Sanchez is a loving husband and father. Having shared his home with his mother-in-law for more than a quarter century, he is also a very good and patient man. As Ms. Gibson shared with you, as an attorney, Judge Sanchez was a talented and skilled litigator, negotiator, and automotive industry expert. All those qualities, if confirmed, he will bring to the Court of Appeal. But I'm here to tell you a little more about him. I'm here to tell you about his backstory. It's what makes his elevation, particularly in this district, personal and historic. For you see, Judge Sanchez is the product of immigrants from Mexico who settled in Santa Ana in the late 1950s. His parents spoke very little English, but worked hard to provide a decent life for their 4 young children. That life got even harder when Judge Sanchez's father passed away when he was the youngest and only 8 years old. Since there was very little money to go around, instead of playing in the neighborhood or getting into trouble, which were the only options, his single mother encouraged him to stay home, work hard, and study. Somehow, even on a tight budget, his mother managed to send Judge Sanchez to a Catholic grammar school in Santa Ana and then modern-day high school in Santa Ana with scholarships and tuition assistance. Unlike many who leave behind disadvantaged communities after they achieve their own success, Judge Sanchez not only returned to his after he landed a very plum job out of UC Berkeley Law School, but even today he remains connected to his deep roots in Santa Ana. And he's done this over the years without a lot of fanfare. For example, he has diligently worked and supported the Hispanic Education Endowment Fund, one of the largest organizations providing college scholarships for Latino youths. He has served as the president and regularly supported the Orange County Hispanic Bar Association to further promote education and excellence in the local Hispanics community so that others would have the same opportunities that he had. He's also spent years sitting on the board of directors for Olive Crest, offering pro bono legal services to abused and at-risk local children and families in Santa Ana. And if that was not enough community service, Judge Sanchez, in his spare time, also served many years on a diocesan parishes and needs committee, which was directly responsible for getting essential materials and supplies to the most disadvantaged communities in Santa Ana. Most recently, Judge Sanchez has been a stalwart advisor to his alma mater, Mater Dei High School, and their very successful mock trial team. The point is, this is a man who has not forgotten his roots, and he's very generous with his time and talent to those who are less fortunate. This brings me to my current relationship with Judge Sanchez, which, if successful, will sadly end. We are colleagues on the Orange County Superior Court Family Law Bench. I can personally attest, Judge Sanchez is exceptionally qualified, thoughtful, tireless, collegial, and a very patient judicial officer. I have never heard him raise his voice or show anger or frustration, which sadly happens far too often in family law, given the emotionally charged and fast-paced nature of our proceedings. As the supervising judge, this is not a judge I want to lose, not even to the Court of Appeal. Nonetheless, I stand here today to encourage you to confirm Judge Sanchez's nomination, because I know he will be a respected, productive, thoughtful, and valued member of the Court of Appeal, not because he is well prepared and ready, which he is, and not because he writes with weighted clarity and thoughtfulness, which he does, but because he is a devoted and favored son of this community, and it's time they see one of their own on the Court of Appeal. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Palafox, and thank you for sharing Judge Sanchez's background and his impressive volunteer work and your friendship and his time on your bench. Appreciate that. Next, we invite the Honorable Kathleen E. O'Leary, Presiding Justice.
Chief Justice Cantil Sakaue, Presiding Justice Ramirez, and Attorney General Bonta, good morning. I first became acquainted with Judge Sanchez when he was beginning the application process for the trial court. I was introduced to him by Judge Salvador Sarmiento, and after meeting him, I completely understood why Judge Sarmiento and others thought Maurice Sanchez would be an exceptional addition to the bench. I was particularly struck by Judge Sanchez's intellect, and I was very, very much appreciated his earnestness and his humility. When he was first appointed to the bench, despite his many years in civil litigation, he ended up in a family law assignment. Now, as much as presiding judges try and make assignments that correlate with the judge's experience, the assignment ultimately has to be made on the needs of the court, and in this case, family law is where the court needed a judge. When I spoke to Judge Sanchez months after his appointment, I asked how he liked family law. I fully expected an answer along the lines of, well, it's only for 2 or 3 years, because that's generally what judges say when they're assigned to an area that doesn't line up with their expertise. But Judge Sanchez said he was very happy in family law. He admitted it was a steep learning curve, having never practiced in the area, but he said he thought he was in the right place. He said so many litigants are self-represented and struggle trying to understand the law and the court procedures. Because he was learning a new area of the law, he could relate to the challenges that lay people face. He also said, I can't always give the litigants the result they want, but the least I can do is to explain what is happening and why. He concluded by saying he found his work rewarding and reiterated he thought he was in a good place. That conversation just reinforced my opinion that in addition to his superior intellect and strong work ethic, Judge Sanchez has the compassion and commitment to justice that we always hope for in our bench officers. As is obvious from his application, Judge Sanchez was an accomplished civil litigator before he was appointed to the bench, but despite a very busy practice, he made significant contributions to the Orange County community, and Judge Palafox did an excellent job of reviewing all of those, and I won't repeat all of his accomplishments, but it has been steady, it's been consistent, and it has focused on some of Orange County's most disadvantaged and marginalized members. I have the privilege of serving as chair of the Governor's Orange County Judicial Selection Advisory Committee, and I'd like to share just a few comments we received from those who have known Judge Sanchez throughout the years. I think these comments tell us a lot about Judge Sanchez. One reference, a fellow judge described Judge Sanchez as a gentle soul with an intelligent mind, who treats others well and never gets angry or loses his temper. The judge also said Judge Sanchez was a kind, smart, generous person who was humble and a man of deep faith. Bishop Jaime Soto from the Diocese of Sacramento has known Judge Sanchez since the two attended Mater Dei High School in the early 70s. Bishop Soto indicated Judge Sanchez is a great listener, who listens first and is not the first one to speak. Bishop Soto said in all the years he has known Judge Sanchez, the judge has cared about education for Latinos, immigration, and mentorship for Latinos. And those issues have not gone away for him. The bishop opined Judge Sanchez wants to play it forward. Some random comments included, the nicest person on the planet. I don't know, he might have some competition from other people, but this person thought he was the nicest person on the planet. He is in the league with Carlos Moreno and Cruz Reynoso. Even before he became a judge, he lived his life with a very judicious temperament. He has always been very reserved and thoughtful in what he did and said. He understands the plight of self-represented litigants and understands the intricacies of family law and particularly domestic violence. Even the losing party in a family law matter said he loved the judge and rated him exceptionally well qualified. And there were many other notable comments that time does not permit me to share. I think justices need stellar professional skills, and there's no doubt Judge Sanchez has those. But justices also have to possess an understanding of people and have an appreciation for how our decisions impact people in a very real sense. I think you need a brain, a heart, and courage. All those qualities we learned about in The Wizard of Oz that makes a complete person. And Chief, I haven't embarrassed the branch by quoting The Wizard of Oz rather than Socrates, but I think Judge Sanchez's education at Bolt Hall, and now Berkeley Law, and his many professional accomplishments establish he has a brain. In terms of a heart, Judge Sanchez's life of community service, especially service to those most in need in our community, demonstrates the heart Bishop Soto saw continuing to expand over all these years. And Judge Sanchez's personal story that Judge Palafox shared is a very compelling story because he overcame some very difficult circumstances in his early life. In addition to, during the challenging years, family members took him and his sisters in so that the children would not be separated and sent to foster homes. Judge Sanchez admitted this wasn't ideal, but he was grateful for the kindness that was shown to him. He said being poor and living in a barrio, he was considered the outsider when he attended Mater Dei as a scholarship kid. Now, all the circumstances that Judge Palafox mentioned and that I'm aware of could have caused others to stumble or surrender, but not Judge Sanchez. He dealt with the challenges that came his way. He persevered and he overcame the obstacles. And now he serves as a role model for those who come from similar circumstances. He is the embodiment of the phrase, si se puede, roughly translated, yes, we can. If confirmed, Judge Sanchez will become the first person of color to serve as a justice on the 4th District Court of Appeal, Division 3 in Santa Ana. This court was established in 1982, and we've had some incredible members over the years, but we have been sorely lacking in diversity. In almost 40 years, we've had a total of 16 justices on this court, 11 former members, and 5 currently sitting, and we are all white Caucasian. None of us were even born in Orange County. Judge Sanchez was. He was born just up the street at St. Joseph's Hospital and raised in Santa Ana, not far from this courthouse. He returned to Orange County after law school to practice law and raise his family. He is truly a native son of Orange County. Orange County has a Hispanic Latino population of 35%, and Santa Ana has a Hispanic Latino population of 77%. You can tell this is a very emotional day for me. If Judge Sanchez is confirmed, despite our local demographics, he will be the first Hispanic, Latino justice on our court in almost 40 years, the first person of color. That means when the people we serve come into our courthouse and they see the pictures and the names of our justices, they will see justices are beginning to look like them. And that's significant because of a diverse judiciary plays a significant and very important role in maintaining public trust and confidence in our judicial system. And on a personal note, if Judge Sanchez were confirmed today, which I hope he is, he will fill the seat of our retired Justice, Raymond Icola. And I admit that's a tall order to fill, but I can't think of a better person to take on that task or a better colleague than Judge Sanchez. I would be honored to serve with him on the court. He would be both a competent colleague and an inspirational colleague. I would respectfully urge you to confirm this appointment and make history by increasing the diversity of this court for the people of Orange County and the people of California. Thank you. I'll answer questions. I apologize. It's taken a long time to get here.
Thank you, Justice O'Leary. I want to say we deeply appreciate on behalf of the Commission your sharing, the demographics of Orange County, as well as the lack of diversity and the information that Judge Sanchez will be the first Hispanic, Latino, and also the first person of color in 40 years. And all that you say about the importance of diversity and different voices, we all appreciate hearing that and appreciate that you feel so emotional about this, but we're still able to present it. And I will also say, at least from my point of view, I never mind a Wizard of Oz reference.
Thank you. I looked for ruby slippers, but I couldn't find any. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. And next we'll hear from the Jenny Chair, and I mispronounced her name the first time, so pardon, and I will start again. We will hear from the Jenny Chair, Stella Nye. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Madam Chief Justice, Attorney General Bonta, Justice Ramirez, and thank you, Justice O'Leary, for that very moving presentation. I am honored to present this report on behalf of the Commission on Judicial Nominees Evaluation, Jenny, to summarize the basis of the Jenny Commission's rating of Judge Maurice Sanchez for the office of Associate Justice of the Court of Appeal, 4th Appellate District, Division 3. The Jenny Commission conducted its evaluation of Judge Sanchez on August 21st, 2021, finding him to be exceptionally well qualified for service on the 4th District Court of Appeal. According to Jenny Commission rules, the rating reflects the Commission's determination that Judge Sanchez possesses qualities and attributes of remarkable or extraordinary superiority that enable him to perform the appellate judicial function with distinction. A native of Orange County, Judge Sanchez was born and raised in a close-knit family that had emigrated from Mexico to Santa Ana, California. Growing up, Judge Sanchez excelled in academics. He won a scholarship to attend Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana. Judge Sanchez graduated from the University of California, Irvine, with a BA degree in 1978, majoring in society and criminal justice. Judge Sanchez then attended the University of California, Berkeley School of Law. There, he served as co-director of the school's McBain Honors Moot Court Board. During law school, he externed with Justice Matthew Tabriner of the California Supreme Court. Judge Sanchez relished the opportunity to hone his research and writing while working in Justice Tabriner's chambers. Judge Sanchez's Supreme Court externship greatly influenced his later decision to pursue an appointment to the appellate court. Judge Sanchez is a highly respected member of the Orange County legal community. He was first an associate with Rutan and Tucker in Costa Mesa, where he practiced civil litigation from 1981 to 1986. In 1986, he joined Hyundai Motor America in Fountain Valley as senior counsel. 5 years later, he joined Mazda Motor of America in Irvine as managing counsel. In 1993, Judge Sanchez became a shareholder at Alvarado, Smith & Sanchez in Santa Ana, where he continued to specialize in motor vehicle litigation while also handling employment, trademark, and copyright matters. In 2005, he joined Baker and Hostetler as an equity partner. Judge Sanchez joined Nelson, Mullins, Riley, and Scarborough as an equity partner in 2017. In 2018, Judge Sanchez was appointed to the Orange County Superior Court, where he has presided as a family law judge. He handles trials and hearings related to child custody, domestic violence, and property division. One of Judge Sanchez's proudest moments as a practitioner was in 2003, when his work brought clarity to a section of California's vehicle code. He represented Mazda Motor of America in a case against the California New Motor Vehicle Board. That case helped to resolve the scope of the Motor Vehicle Board's jurisdiction under the California Vehicle Code and remains the controlling authority on the limits of the board's jurisdiction. Judge Sanchez is devoted to community service. From 1989 to 2018, he was an integral part of Olive Crest, a not-for-profit organization dedicated to preventing child abuse and treating and educating at-risk children in California, Nevada, and Washington. Judge Sanchez provided pro bono legal services to Olive Crest, served on its board of directors, and chaired the Olive Crest board as well. He was president of the Orange County Hispanic Bar Association in 1988. Judge Sanchez also served in the scholarship committee of the Hispanic Education Endowment Fund. He also served as a member of the University of California, Irvine School of Social Ecology Dean's Advisory Board. In addition, his philanthropic endeavors include fundraising for local parishes and schools in low-income neighborhoods. Judge Sanchez's service to the legal community has included volunteering in UCI School of Law's Moot Court program, the UCI Saturday Law Academy for high school students, and the law student extern program at the Orange County Superior Court. Judge Sanchez's contributions to the legal profession and the community have been recognized with numerous honors and awards. Most recently, he was awarded the James O. Perez Trailblazer Award in 2020 from the Hispanic Bar Association, and in 2019, a California New Motor Vehicle Board resolution in recognition and appreciation for his contributions to the motor vehicle industry. Judge Sanchez is overwhelmingly praised for his writing, his intellectual acumen, and his ability to distill complex legal matters to understandable terms. Moreover, he is lauded for his collaborative approach, fine judicial temperament, strong work ethic, and compassion. At the 4th District Court of Appeal, Judge Sanchez will serve the very community where he has spent his entire life. The Jenny Commission looks forward to Judge Sanchez's distinguished career as an appellate justice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair Nye. I now invite Judge Sanchez to the virtual podium to present a statement, if you wish, and to answer any questions the commission members may have. Welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chief Justice. I'm deeply honored and humbled to be nominated. Many kind words have been spoken and written about me in this process, including many today. I am very grateful for those words. If confirmed, I will do my best and strive every day to live up to those words and to those thoughts. And if there are any questions, I'll be happy to do my best to answer them.
Thank you, Judge Sanchez. I invite the panel members, Presiding Justice Ramirez or Attorney General Bonta.
Chief, thank you very much. I have no questions.
Thank you, Presiding Justice Ramirez.
Just a quick question. Good morning, Judge Sanchez. I've been really honored and thankful and grateful to have the opportunity to learn more about you and your history, your commitment to the profession, to the bench, and certainly to your community, something I particularly appreciate, and learning more about your humanity and your compassion and your kind heart, your steady temperament, and how you're going to bring your lived experiences to the role, how you've done that already. Very important to me, so thank you for that. I just want to ask you a question about the transition from trial court to appellate court. What do you look forward to the most?
Well, thank you for that question, Attorney General Bonta. I really look forward to collaborating with my fellow justices, if confirmed. In family court especially, it's a bit of a solitary process, even though we do talk and we can ask each other questions. I look forward to working with other justices on the same cases, some back and forth, perhaps being convinced of another justice's position, hoping to convince them to a position that I might have, but ultimately trying to get to the right result in every case. I really relish the opportunity to do that every day and to do our best to serve the people of the state.
Thank you, Judge Sanchez. Really appreciate your prioritization of collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Judge Sanchez, I've been listening to your speakers, and my question is sort of a little bit from each of what they've said. I learned from Ms. Gibson that you're good and you're flexible with tweaking drafts, which will serve you well when working on a court of review. I also am moved by your voluntarily working in community with very passionate people, which will also serve you well in a panel of 3 at the Court of Appeal. I learned with great admiration about your many challenges and successes and your transitions. I am always, as a jurist, interested in people who come from very high-level specialized practices and then come to an assignment that is 80% pro se litigation and the expectations, but I know that Justice O'Leary addressed that. So my question to you is a little bit like the Attorney General's, and that is, I'd like to know how you approach the challenges and the transitions.
Well, the challenges in the cases that I have, I approach it, I try to approach it with an open mind. I try not to prejudge anything. I really love to do research and writing, so I do a lot of my own research, and we have some very novel cases and issues presented to us in family law, from tax, real estate, criminal, the Hague Convention, even on occasion. These are all very interesting and varied areas of the law. And as I said, I just try to approach everything with an open mind, with an attempt to learn the area of the law as soon as and quickly as I can, and try to get to the right result. And I don't know if I can answer it any better than that, but that's what I try to do.
Thank you. I think you've hit all the high points, and I can understand and see why folks are looking forward to working with you at the Court of Appeal. This does complete the list of witnesses who have been called here to testify on behalf of this appointment. Are the members of the commission prepared to vote?
I am.
All on the record, all in favor of confirming Judge Maurice Sanchez for this position, please say aye.
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 Aye. On this record and the correspondence received, the commission finds the Honorable Maurice Sanchez qualified to be an Associate Justice of the Court of Appeal, 4th Appellate District, Division 3. We confirm your appointment. Congratulations, Justice Sanchez.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I will administer the oath of office and then turn the virtual podium back over at that point to Justice Sanchez.
Thank you.
The commission paperwork is being prepared. If you want to get your robe, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Maurice Sanchez,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Thank you, Justice Sanchez, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief Justice Pantel Sakauye. I would like to make just a brief statement, if I may, primarily of thanks. My first thanks, of course, is to Governor Newsom and his team, Judicial Appointments Secretary Luis Cespedes, Deputy Judicial Appointments Secretary Gonzalo Martinez, and Deputy Debbie Kuhn, for their commitment to a judiciary that at all levels better reflects the diversity of our state, increasing public confidence, enhancing respect for the rule of law, and which invites others to see the possibility of their own future career paths. We stand on the shoulders of those jurists who came before us, including some of which were Justice Sonia Sotomayor, Justice Cruz Reynoso, and here in Orange County, Judges Francis Munoz and James O. Perez. I humbly take up their cause and the torch, if you will, and to try to make it shine as brightly as I can and to pass it on to the next generation of a diverse judiciary. I would like to thank all of those committees and organizations that evaluated my candidacy for this position, including this commission, incorporating, of course, our Chief Justice, Attorney General Bonta, and Presiding Justice Ramirez, the Jenny, the JSAC, the Orange County Hispanic Bar Association, the Orange County Bar Association, the California Latino Judges Association, and others. The work these groups do in addition to their day jobs is essential to the process of selecting qualified individuals to serve on the courts of our state. I would like to thank my colleagues on the Orange County Superior Court bench, particularly Presiding Justices Nakamura and Larsh, for their outstanding efforts to keep the court functioning and performing its essential services throughout the pandemic. I'd especially like to thank my colleagues on the family court bench, my clerks, the staff, my court reporter, and interpreters who have tirelessly, through remote hearings and other innovative measures, continued to doing their essential work in the face of new and difficult challenges. Their patience and perseverance, especially with the many self-represented and non-English speaking litigants who come before the court, epitomize the meaning of public service. My supervising judges, Lon Hurwitz and Julie Palafox, have led the way in this regard, and for that I'm very grateful. I'd also like to thank all of the lawyers and staff that I've worked with and against during my career as a lawyer, and there have been too many mentors and teachers in a 40-year career to thank, but I just at least want to mention that. I especially like to thank the staff and members of the California New Motor Vehicle Board, before whom I practiced for 30 years. They are able to resolve and adjudicate many issues facing the motor vehicle industry in the state. Of course, I'd like to thank the witnesses today for their kind words and their support. I consider Lisa Gibson, Judge Palafox, and Justice O'Leary not only colleagues, but friends, and I will do my best to live up to the honor of their words about me. Thanks to all the people who served as my references and who wrote letters of support, including Bishop Jaime Soto, Bishop of Sacramento, Ambassador Gaddy Vasquez, Congressman Lou Correa, Donald Velour of Olive Crest, and others. Most importantly, I'd like to thank my family, my parents, Guadalupe and Rosario, who came to this country seeking a better life, my sister Gloria, a lawyer and law professor who passed away about 2 years ago, as well as my other siblings, Victor and Maria, who are with me, still providing their love and support. Of course, my children, Marissa, Kenzie, and Jack, you inspire me to do my best every day, and I try to live up to that. Our daughter, Kenzie, and her husband, Jesse, couldn't be with us here today, as she is about to give birth to our first grandchild, a girl, literally any minute now. Today is truly a momentous day for our family. Most of all, I'd like to thank my wife, Terry, who has been with me the 41 years we've been married, and even before that, going all the way back to high school. None of this would have happened without you, Terry, and I couldn't have asked for a better partner, sounding board, and friend. I can never repay all that you've done for me with your love and support. Thanks to everybody very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Sanchez. This concludes the commission hearing on Justice Sanchez. We'll stand in about 3-minute recess and then take the next commission hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.